Yep, a few special.
Oh my goodness, Mid Julian. So now, whoa, seeing this draft.
Yep.
What else are the answers? I mean, like, this Julian is a surprise.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
Kido.
partners Makido, we expect it. I think for FCAP, they want to dive. For TLPH, they just want to go for Protect 1 around this Moskov.
Thank you very much to both our analysts, Mirko as well as Wolf. You guys have done an amazing job. And with that being said, we're throwing over to our casters for the first game of the semifinals. Casters, take it away.
Decisive action is required this game. Similar to LaFell's hair, they must decide whether to stay straight or throw a curl. This is going to be a best of 5 of a lifetime here. Today, it's going to be me getting Yoon as well as Leo at the desk to keep you guys company for this match.
At your service, we'll be bringing you the starter to what could be expecting that much. Everyone watching around the world. And talking about decisive action, I like how neither team had to take their time with the draft. I think they all knew what was coming even before the opponent got the pick.
They were blitzing through it, right? That's what we want to see here. And similar as we get into the land of Dawn, players are loaded up. It's going to be Falcons FCAP-BREN on the blue side up against Liquid Echo on red.
It's been a while since we've seen few on this Julian. A lot of the Julians in MSC, from the group stage to the knockouts now, have been in the jungle, and they've been good. And now I want to see how a melee ranged mid might work, because look, they sent him home early.
Yep, I think, you know, a lot of it comes with a bit of sacrifice. Yes, you have some good CC, you're a big toolbox as a mid laner, but more importantly, in the earlier stages, you're not going to have a lot of control over that mid lane.
Yep. And that's trouble for Kyle TZ and Ogwin. Look at that. Kyle TZ struggling to get the farm up, going quickly, going from the purple down to that small camp all the way, while again, Ogwin sent home too. I think they're just taking shifts.
Yep, I mean, that's the beauty of it all, right? I mean, if you dies here, then it's going to be a lot of trouble for the rest of the team. I'm expecting Liquid to try and play around that priority, so that's why we see that the side laners from FCAP being very, very aggressive whenever Kyle is nearby.
Yep, Kyle here just taking that crab, checking if Benny Cutie is free for the taken. JP watching out for the flank. All right, that's the gold lane situation. I think Marco's doing well. Up top, how about that? Flap versus Sanji. Sanford, rather.
Yeah, this is going to be a little interesting, right? Because Sanford, especially when you're Paquito into Terizla, generally Terizla can control this lane clear much faster than you in the earlier stages of the game. And then once you start rolling around mid, it's a bit of a toss-up, right? It's all off of that very first turtle, who's walking away with more gold at the end of it.
Now it's spawning in just a few seconds. Kyle TZ can make his way there. That is Carl TZ as well, making a beeline, rushing his way with Sanji right next to him. And I think Few is trying to get to level 4. Not that he needs it, but I think that just the scaling of his skills will help.
Oh, absolutely, right? I mean, he needs to make sure that Flap TZ is also, like, in control of this lane. More importantly, at least they do deny this.
Kyle is attempting Grand Theft Purple. He does get it, trading out for the turtle. Carl TZ secures. Ogwin at less than half health. That's a non-starter. Neither team drawing first blood just yet.
I'm thinking whether Carl actually wants to go for the invade, but it looks like they're not going to do it. That's going to be one potential camp that they could fight later down the line. But at the same time, right, both Ogwin and as well as Few making sure that they're sticking together because, again, not a lot of wave clear in the mid lane, allowing TLPH to make that first rotation.
And a lot of those rotations are ending up in bottom. Whether you like it or not, there's a brewing fight there. There has been for the past couple of minutes. It's just neither team are looking to engage. JP taking the long bush. I think Ogwin is all the more aware. Neither want to pull the trigger first. Oh, here we go. Carl TZ inside FCAP's jungle. Kyle goes ahead, pulls the retry, and he's swinging away. They both let go. Oh, here comes Flap TZ, jumping in with the penalty zone. Tempest of blades up. Kyle TZ, heavy spin, trying to survive. Kyle TZ at a third of his health as well. Ooh. Kyle TZ barely standing. Either of my kids draw first blood.
It's unfortunate. Sanford, JP, and Sanji were trying to figure out where exactly he's going to exit through the jungle. And that's the meaning of having priority. I mean, great job on Kyle TZ, winning out on that red tree, allowing him to extend the timer for how long that purple buff is going to stick on him. Liquid Echo have to play a little slower because Kyle, he's a menace. Look at him.
JP missing the combo as Kyle TZ just dancing on through, looking to take this little wanderer. Ends up spending retribution. Few very low. Sanji with the feather strike. JP popping. The Primordial Wrath, no one home. Liquid Echo struggling to find any conversions here 4 minutes in.
And even for Super Marco, he's honestly doing a really good job trading against Benny QT down in this lane. We'll double check on how much gold has been distributed because we did see a couple of River Crabs going over to Benny's side. Now, 7 seconds left, right? When next turtle is going to start spawning, I think Liquid Echo really need to think about how exactly they're going to attack the map. They can't just focus on Kyle, and yes, you want to be able to relieve pressure from Benny QT, but sacrifices need to be made.
All right, luckily, it was Liquid Echo who secured the first turtle. So they have that economic advantage, and that's what keeps this gold lead relatively close. Falcons FCAP-BREN barely about 600, 800 ahead. Sanford catches a face full of a Fuse combo, and FCAP-BREN and Ogwin pulling turtle over their side. 1v1 between Few and Sanford, putting Sanford about a third of his health. Oh, wow, FCAP-BREN acting as the enforcer, keeping CarlTZ at bay.
They're going to be rotating around here. Oh, even Feather Airstrike commitment?
That's a huge skill spent by Sanji.
Oh.
Minoan Fury forces Sanji to flicker back out. CarlTZ secures the turtle, coming in, jumping through the walls. Carl takes it out on Ogwin. That's one down for Falcons FCAP-BREN. Now Sanford looking to knock out the Filipino cannon. In comes JP, the flicker out from Flap. Few still dueling with JP. In comes the kill. That's 2 down for Falcons FCAP-BREN. JP still up. CarlTZ takes him out. Few takes out Sanford. Huge trades, delayed wins for the Falcons, but Liquid Echo left reeling.
Oh boy, what a trade. What an extended fight this is. And it's not over yet.
Tempest Ablaze!
No!
They know his flicker was spent.
They calculated every moment. These battle spells are such a big indicator of who they want to punish, right? You overextend, you want to keep up with them. You want to make sure that they're always creeping on their leads. Let's look at this replay one more time, right? Because after the Minoan Fury, this is starting to look like an awkward situation. Sanford's realizing, hold on, we got to wait for Few to start throwing out those abilities. Once this Julian doesn't have anything left, that's when we go in.
Falcons FCAP-BREN really made the most of the few bodies they had. If I'm not mistaken, Liquid Echo, for the most part of that short, maybe 30, 40-second engagement, had the numbers advantage.
They did, but let's pull it back for a second, because now that we're looking at the goal, we can see the real economic difference. Hold up, wow, okay. Trying to dive Super Marco like that. Hey, the bulletproof vest still on.
Yep, has yet to die, but also has yet to take any kills. For the past 6.5 minutes, Gold Lane has been relatively mum. Now, checking on the items here, that is just 200 between Benny QT and Super Marco.
Well, considering everything, that's actually not too bad. The biggest lead that we are seeing is between the... Oh, boy.
40, dodges it, still alive, gets a knockout punch.
Oh,
CarlTZ's down. Sanford gets the KO, outplaying CarlTZ.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. He was stutter stepping in the wrong directions, thinking that, like, hopefully, am I still on the wall? Wait.
Few catches a couple of volleys from Sanji's feathered airstrike, lets him go. Now the turtle fight.
Yep, they're gonna have to take their time here. We're still waiting for that Minoan Fury. Oh!
The onward by JP, forced to use a Primal Wrath. FCAP-BREN hammering away Benny QT, hitting that turtle to secure by Liquid Echo. CarlTZ with a heavy spin.
It's great. It's looking so good for now, but they back away. Now, with CarlTZ, he's timing. Oh!
Oh, Sanford! Oh! Dashing through the iframe, keeping him up.
No!
And now CarlTZ looking for the punish. Tempest Ablaze to the sky. Finally. CarlTZ gets 1 over 40.
I'm telling you, this game is just taking your breath away, brother. This is one of those where every single crumb is going to be fought for. And so far, CarlTZ having the biggest lead in the game. Before we get into our next fight, this tier 1 should fall, and hopefully TLPH, they back off. They've already expanded so many resources.
Multiple wins for Liquid Echo down bottom. Forced the flicker out of Super Marco. Took the tier 1 anyways. And here's another look at that 1v1.
Oh, so beautiful, right? Like Sanford, he's thinking about the many different angles that he can go through. But the worst part about it is that if you have iframes, it's hard to land the heavy left hand to give you that extra shield. He would have loved the extra movement speed, but without that shield, he just pops.
Yep, couldn't have his cake and eat it too. He can only really move out of the way or get the shield and then maybe fight a little bit more to get some backup or maybe even kill the Ling. But now, oh no, View! The iframe out of the dash! Survives that 2v1. Now in comes CarlTZ again. How about it? Kyle versus 40. Chapter 3. they're backing out.
All right. The trilogy isn't done just yet. Kyle might still go for this, but I think for the most part, Sanji has got him covered.
Ooh, looking to burst down that Farsa, but no, Kyle's just gonna end up taking tier 1.
Yeah, like Kyle he's so strong right now. He's so far ahead of the game in comparison to Carl TZ, but it's all about decisive action, like I said at the very beginning of the game, right? Despite Liquid Echo, oh, we're losing out on a couple of trades. The gold lead isn't too far. They've gotten 2 turtles. They're basically trading 1 for 1 when it comes down to turns. And even during the items, right, we now are seeing Liquid Echo putting respect on FCAP's name. I'm seeing, at the very least, making sure that they've got Feather already. Wait, sorry, not even Feather. Sorry, Blood Wings coming in from Sanji to keep himself alive.
Yep, and going between the low econ heroes, Frederick was right. He mentioned that the Terizla, despite being relatively low gains. Oh no! JP come in, the flicker combo. Feather strike from Sanji. They cancel through. Down goes Benny Cutie. Marco gets his head. Sanji down as well. Kaldizi diving into the back line, finding him. 4D looking to flank him as well. Finds no one. Now he's the hunted. Ogwin healing them up. 4D says let's regroup. This is not a good fight to take. And that leaves Kaldizi's purple up for them to savor. What a snap!
That's what you need to see. Decisive action time and time again. And it looks like Falcons AP-BREN, they're also looking at least looking for a timing on these waves. Before that Lord spawns, we need to start taking them out.
And looks like Falcons AP-BREN looking to blitz it. 40 here at 1/3 of his health. JP in the same situation. Oh wow, 3 big bodies put up between the major objective and Falcons AP-BREN. Carl TZ can still get this. The penalty zone coming in. The SOD, no one home. JP taken out. Flap TZ traded for. That's another one. Super Marco taken out by Kyle TZ. And there's a big knock-up. I mean, no one Fury. Sanford's down. 3 for 2. But the major objective scored by Falcons AP-BREN. All this while, Benny was just working up top.
He's just farming. He's just getting that compound interest when you leave him alone in a lane, man. You can hear the money just drop it on the floor. Next tower falls. That's not too bad. But now the mid-tier 1 falls for Liquid Echo, and that's where all the problems are going to start beginning, right? Invades are going to be more prominent for Kyle TZ, even honestly with this with this considerable lead. 9,000 gold on him alone. But when we look at the damage dealt, you can see that Sanji, again, with less items, less econ, less gold, is still having some relevant numbers.
Which is the allegory of this whole situation. Liquid Echo, the more aggressive team. If you try to take out Sanji, you still have Benny Cutie and Sanford to deal with. That's not a clear go at a team fight because there's so many damage sources for Liquid Echo. So with that said, Falcons AP-BREN are playing the map. A huge push up top, in mid, down bottom. Kyle TZ did leave that there. Now Carl TZ. He has a big question to answer, like, who do I hit with a heavy spin? He's only been using it to disperse, really.
Pretty much. I think he's been also just holding it for as long as possible during these turtle fights as well. I mean even the Lord fight, he basically wasn't even there, so I can't even say just yet. But now, with the Guardian's helmet, that's going to keep him alive a little bit longer. However, Falcons AP-BREN, at this point of time, right, after the Lord push, really good punish, right? You found 2 kills, you got the Lord, but now you've gotten every single outer turret. You can see now there's a much clearer lead for Falcons AP-BREN. 5,000 gold, now looking to extend it to at least 6 or 7 if they don't lose the next fight.
Yep, the biggest so far in this 12-minute bout. Now the purple in jeopardy for Liquid Echo. Are they going to try to save this for them? Ogwin coming in through the line of fire, does survive with a motivation roar, and Falcons AP-BREN just going to be happy with playing footsies.
I think at this point in time, that motivation roar, especially, oh yeah, he's already got the flash as well as the favor. He's going to be topping up his teammates really, really easily, allowing Falcons AP-BREN to continuously go back to the fight.
And himself too, he has the Oracle. So he can take maybe a few hits, maybe a few volleys from Sanji's Feathered Airstrike, and still be there for that delayed Minoan Fury. I think that's been a key in their success so far, by pulling the trigger very, very late.
Oh, speaking of pulling the trigger here, that's going to be penalties of gone.
No one home, hits the buff barely. I wonder what Flap TZ was thinking.
I think Flap TZ was like, if I happen to clip him, we go. If nothing, we just back away. There's a lot of disengage mechanics.
Yeah, which makes sense. If that was an all-in, he would have done the animation cancel flicker, because it's still up. So maybe he was just baiting something out from Liquid Echo. The cavalry did not bite.
I mean, they got to tickle them somehow, right? Especially when you're going for these coin flips. This is a relatively safe coin flip.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, right? Just to get a little bit of a and get a reaction out of them. But still, stone cold from the side of Liquid Echo. If there's any momentum that they have to generate, it's first figuring out a way to lock Kyle TZ down and then bait Super Marco in. All of this on condition, though. Ogwyn and Flat TZ have just been absolute brick walls.
Lord Dance already upon us. Carl TZ and JP showing themselves. The rest of Liquid Echo making themselves scarce. Ogwyn spots a couple more. Carl TZ working on his purple. And JP holding his ground here at the Y brush.
They're going to take their time with this again. This is the calm before the storm. The waves are pushing in. It's not in the favor of Liquid Echo. They've got to do their housekeeping while Falcons continue to somewhat play this dance. They don't want to overextend here walking into that Y brush, but now that they know where Call TZ is, that's a lot of relief.
That's right. I wonder if they know where Sanji is too, and Benny Cutie. Sanford just barely making his way to the fight. Ogwyn catches a few hits. Sanji, already spent up. Taps the blades up. Down goes the Farsa. Minoan Fury into the back line. Benny Cutie spearing away for his life. Kyle TZ gonna be kiting through. Few catches Sanford, puts him down to less than half health. Same situation for JP. JP coming in, Earth Shatter, and onward. No one home. They let go. The concealed by JP. Gonna try to relocate. Caught by Few. Flickering back. Ho ho! Caught in, and there's a jump by Marco. Gets caught into the wall. They need to kite through. In comes the penalty zone.
He's hit hard, and now they're jumping forward. Super Marco on Sanford.
Oh, he finds one and another. 2 free kills for Falcons AP-BREN. Kyle TZ in trouble. Not before he takes out Kyle TZ. TZ's on the ground. JP and Sanji, the only ones left. They're gonna crack right through. The inhibitor of the base is exposed.
15 minutes into this game, and the Crystal is under threat.
Oh, Sanji gonna throw them out. Can he? There's a wave. The Minoan Fury spent in. They gotta respect the firepower. There's no wave in mid.
I mean, 13 seconds on Benny Cutie and Sanford. Can he hold? He's gonna try. Penalty zone's out.
They force it through. They're gonna force it through. The brute force damage of Falcons AP-BREN. Draw first blood in this best of 5.
What a game here to kick things off between these two Filipino giants here. Well done. GG, well played. That's game 1 point and 1 point for Falcons AP-BREN.
This is Falcons AP-BREN's first victory over Liquid Echo in months. They couldn't do it in Manila, but here they did it in Riyadh.
I mean, it's got to feel good for now.
And this is just a start.
This is just a start, but it goes to show a lot of their movements from TLPH are kind of telegraphed. And Falcons AP-BREN, they're taking the metagame one step up. They're getting in their heads.
I'm glad that the Cavalry and the Hive here in the Amazon Arena are having fun. That much I know.
Well, with that being said, let our analysts break it down for you. LaFell, take it away.